Okay, look over here very carefully. You're given the trade margins to be calculated, and they're showing you an example of a clock manufacturer. All right, so this guy manufactures clock, and he then sells in bulk, like in large sums, to a wholesaler, a grossist. The grocer's job is then obviously to sell at a higher price to a retailer, and then the retailer, obviously, to cover their costs, will sell at a higher price to a consumer. Well, it's a many-to-many relationship because the clock manufacturer might sell to maybe one, two, three wholesalers. A wholesaler might sell to one, two, three, four, five retailers, and retailer will sell to maybe around 100,000 consumers. So they all have to make up for the money that they spent on buying it, right? Buying the clock. The clock manufacturer spends around $25. If that's the cost of manufacturing one clock, okay? So, and they want a good margin on this. They said, you know what? I would like to sell this at $40. Okay, I want to sell this at $40 to whom? To a wholesaler. How much money am I going to make? Well, that's the answer over here. The cost over here is $25. That's your cost, right? The price at what we're selling is 40, and we end up with a profit of $15 as a unit margin. When I say unit percentage margin, we're not taking into account any other type of cost at the moment. We're making it very simple. But in order to calculate how much money we're making on top of this, right, we simply use the formula here, right? 15 divided by 40, that is that 37.5% is our margin. Well, because we're selling it for 40 and we're making 15 out of simple mathematics. I cannot explain it better than that, right? We're making 37.5% from the selling price right over here, okay? Uh, like this is a selling price. So obviously, if you represent this as a graph like this is your selling price, right? Total is over here $40. Out of this, how much is taking up your cost? Your cost is $25, and the remaining part here is your profit, $15. All right, sorry, this is not 15%, $15. Obviously, that's what they're trying to say, how much margin you're trying to make. Oh, okay, I make 37.5% margin. Good. The job of the clock manufacturer is over here. They've made a trade margin of $15 per unit. Now, the wholesaler buys the clock at $40. So the cost is now $40. So he wants to make a good margin on this and he plans to sell it at $60. Okay, so that means my unit per margin is 60 minus 40 is $20. Now, how much is that in the margin terms? Okay, once again, you'll notice that if it takes up this much space, this total is how much? $60. And out of the 60, $40 is taking up my cost, and $20 is taking up my profit. And this profit is how much? It is 33.3% of my sales price. All right, thank you. Similarly, now the wholesaler says, oh, I made my money. I made 33% on the sales. The retailer buys the product at $60. All right, so the cost of the clock to the retailer is $60, but he said, I'm going to sell to the actual customer for $75. So $75 minus 60 gives him a $15 profit. How much is that per margin? Okay, that's sorry, not per margin, but how much is the margin on this? Once again, we know he's selling at $75, and out of this, $60 is going to be my what do you call it, cost, and I'm getting $15 as my profit, not revenue, profit. So that profit, once again, how much is that? 15 divided by 75 will give me 20% margin. Okay, this is the answer for your trade margin issue. All you're trying to determine are at what levels is, the what do you call it, the percentage is happening. Because obviously everyone has to make money. The thing is, these guys are selling in bulk. The clock manufacturer probably sells to the wholesaler in bulk units. Like I'll sell you 40,000 units of clocks if you buy it from me for $25. The wholesaler sells to the retailer. He said, I'll sell you 10,000 units for $40 or $60. And then the retailer said, all right, obviously I'm going to sell one clock to one person, but I have to put it in my shelf. I have to pay for inventory. I have to pay for delivery and all those things, right? So everyone accumulates cost and they have to make a profit on it. So step by step, the price of the actual clock goes from 25 to 40 to 60 and finally to 75 because each channel is increasing their cost because of handling the distribution part. I hope this is clear to all of you. Thank you very much for listening. All right, let me see. Oh, wait, Windows Shift